So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I realize I've gotten to know a lot of you in the past month, but I haven't really been telling you about myself, and that's not fair. It's a mutual friendship. So on my fan page, Cam's Fam, there was this post, there was a Q&A. So I got a bunch of questions from everyone, and I thought I'd answer them here. Sarah Wickert asks, when did you know you had a passion for comedy? Which famous comedian is your favorite? I've always known I had a passion for comedy. Specifically, when I was 6 years old, my parents opened an acting and improv studio over in Del Paso Heights in Sacramento, California, basically. So between the ages of 6 to 8, I was coming to a lot of these classes and just kind of sitting in the back waiting for my parents to get done teaching class. Then from the ages of 8 to 10, I was actually sitting in on the classes and taking improv with adults and playing scenes with adults. Then from 10 to 13, I was actually helping my dad and my mom co-teach the classes. So I've been doing comedy since I was 6 years old and teaching comedy since I was 10. And which famous comedian is my favorite? It changes daily, monthly. Whoever comes out with a really good set, I kind of fall in love for a little while. Off the top of my head, Tom Segura, Jim Carrey is a classic. That was my original love. Aziz Ansari, Louis C.K., Dan Cummins, and Chris Porter. Christy Lewis asks, what's your favorite food? Do you have a girlfriend? When you start to, okay, one question at a time, Christy, let's slow it down a bit. Favorite food, I'm Italian, so pasta, boom. Tortellini in particular. Do you have a girlfriend? No, I do not. Who would date this nightmare? When you start doing comedy? Next. What's your dream job? That's a good one. So I have a dream path. Eventually I want to write, direct, and act. All three. I want to do all three. Like the Coen brothers, how they write all their movies and produce them and direct them. I want to do all that and then have a small place for me in one of the roles, maybe. But my true passion is directing. These videos are a starting point, but then I want to move to LA. I want to enroll in UCB. I want to work my way up the ladder and get to know a bunch of different comedians and establish myself in LA as a comedian. Shake hands, market, meet cool people, like-minded individuals who are going on the same path. And eventually when I'm following and I'm situated, I want to write and direct. And I'm gonna make it. I know I am, because I'm not gonna accept no for an answer. I was actually a firefighter for 2 years until I found out that it takes up so much of your time, you don't have other interests. And my true passion's always been comedy and someday directing. So I left, which worried my family, which worried my friends, of course, but I wouldn't take no for an answer. And Jim Carrey's dad told him, Jim, do whatever you want, because you can work the same job that you hate for 50 years and still lose that job. So if you're going to lose a job in general, or you're going to fail at something, at least fail at something you love. Sarah Marshall asks, where are you from? Sacramento, California, born and raised. Do you have siblings? Nope, only child. But I had a little cousin growing up that lived in the same house, so I kind of had a little brother in a sense. Who do you look up to, or is there a specific person that you aspire to be like? I don't know if there's anyone in particular I aspire to be like. I know there's a lot of artists that I emulate, that I respect. I think more so there's a lot of artists that affect me that I don't realize affect me. Like everyone says, I remind them of Jim Carrey. Well, I loved Jim Carrey growing up, and I think somewhere deep down is seated my love for Jim Carrey, so I kind of personify him sometimes. So in a sense, maybe Jim Carrey. Jo Marie Padel asked me, what is your favorite animal? Dogs. 100% dogs. Dogs are the best thing to happen in this world, I swear. Dogs get me all jazzy. I swear I was a golden retriever in a past life. What music is part of your personal soundtrack? I am such an audiophile. That's such a massive question. I have a playlist on Spotify called The Bomb Diggity. By me, so you type in my name and The Bomb Diggity will pop up, and it's like 300 songs now. Me and my friend have been cultivating it for about a year or 2 years now. The best songs I've ever heard of, so there's a lot. There's a lot to makes the personal playlist. Favorite dinosaur? Velociraptor. Clever girl. Favorite 90s cartoon? Cat Dog. First CD I ever bought, it was 3 CDs I bought. I bought Sublime, I bought Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the Beatles. Favorite Avenger? Iron Man. Come on. Barbara Lee Welsh asks, if you had the ability to time travel, what time would you go to? Who would you want to talk to? And what would you want to see? That's actually pretty easy. I time traveled to the 1920s and I performed in vaudeville. See, the Marx Brothers trained in vaudeville for many, many years before they moved to films. I would love to go back and kind of grow as they grow, maybe. Maybe I could be one of the Marx Brothers. Ashley Bolden asks, if you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing? I'd probably still be in firefighting, honestly. Rachel Hammondtree asks, who were you in a past life? Charlie Chaplin. Absolutely. Have you seen the eyebrows? Best French fries? There's a place in West Sacramento, California called Whitey's. And it's like it looks like a really old drive-in spot, where the girls roll up on roller skates. No roller skates, but the curly fries there are the best fries I've ever had in my entire life. And the ranch is banging. Favorite band when you were 18 versus now? When I was 18, I was in love with Escape the Fate, like a heavier rock band. But now I'm more of a song guy than a band guy. My taste is so eclectic, I like songs from albums instead of the artists themselves. I fall in love with the vibes and the sounds of a song that can't be created again by the same band, otherwise it'd just be the same song. I think the closest any bands have come to me being my one true loves, Brockhampton, Peach Pit, and Weezer. Mary Catherine McLean asks, what's your favorite type of cookie and how you take your coffee? Chocolate chip cookie. That's so funny. Brandon just asked me that today. That's so weird. And I can't drink coffee. I have ADHD, so it doesn't affect me. Alicia Young, hi Alicia, asks, how did the subject of you quitting bartending and becoming Brandon's assistant come about? What's your favorite part so far? Brandon discovered me performing at the Sacramento Comedy Spot about a year back, and first night he saw me, he waved for me off stage and congratulated me on a good show. So we had met and we knew of each other, and then he saw me perform a number of times after that. So 2 months ago, he out of the blue called me, and he said, Cameron, how would you like to quit your job and come be my personal assistant? And then he was gonna show me the ropes and get my own channel going and hopefully kickstart my career. Basically, Brandon saw a struggling comedian and wanted to help out. And I cannot thank him enough for that. My favorite part so far? You guys, hang out with Brandon. It's just a big family. It's so welcoming, everyone's so wonderful and accepting and supportive, and there's this huge network of you guys, like making me a fan page, Cam's fam, thank you. Now I know you guys are my friends. I know most of you by name now. I've got to know you in the past month. We watch out for each other, things like that. That's real. I love that. I love that so much. It's like I've accidentally just gained 20,000 friends. So thank you. Alicia also asked, what does your family think of this? Oh boy. So I don't think they actually understand the gravity of the situation yet, of like how fast things are moving for me. Because they're still just kind of like, Cameron's making his funny videos again. But in their defense, I don't understand either. So Leslie Rowe Galuza asked, did you get in trouble in school for being the class clown? Oh my gosh. Always. Before I was diagnosed with ADHD, all of my report cards looked the exact same. I swear, every year, all the way up to freshman year of high school. Report card, when they had written notes on them, said, Cameron's extremely intelligent, he's very lovable, he's very friendly, very outgoing. I would love to sit down and pick his brain someday, but he needs to shut up in class. Rachel Hammondtree asks, do you look in the mirror every day and think, damn? Asking for a friend. Yeah, I'm like, damn, where's your life going, dude? Haley Horton asks, what does a typical day look like for you, Cam? Well, I wake up and cry for about 45 minutes, maybe put on some pants, then I run over, Brandon and I record a podcast, I start editing the podcast, I shoot my own video, start editing that video, and then by then it's usually around 8 at night, maybe 10 sometimes, so I might go grab beer with friends, or I'll just go home and watch some Netflix, or go record another podcast I'm on WizKids. Judy Cortez Santillanes asks, how excited or nervous are you about having a car payment now? Thanks for reminding me. Most embarrassing moment. I actually did a video on that, so that's funny. Jeanette James, you have a whole video on most embarrassing moment. Tracy Thews-Eisens asks, how has your life already changed since taking this job? I have all you in it, so it's better. And do you realize how much we love you? I think I do. And it's reciprocated. Melissa Gray asks, I know you like Where the Wild Things Are. What are some other things you like? I love movies. I'm a huge movie buff. Especially those old nostalgic movies for me, like Labyrinth with David Bowie, The Never-Ending Story, like these fantasy child movies basically, but they're amazing and they're tangible. A lot of movies you see nowadays are a lot of green screen and a lot of CGI, and your brain just can't really latch onto the idea the same way it can latch onto a puppet that's physical. So you know I have Where the Wild Things tattooed on my arm, but what you don't know is I'm going to add to that as I get older with more and more childhood loves of mine, mostly from movies or books, other wild things, like Ludo from Labyrinth, or Falcor from Never-Ending Story, or Gelfling from Dark Crystal. I'm a lover of shoes. My mom passed that down to me, unfortunately. But not like expensive. I'm not a sneakerhead. I don't want to buy like really expensive shoes. I just don't see the point of spending full price on clothes. I just can't do it, so I go thrift shopping. But New Balance shoes are making such cool shoes nowadays. I'm in love with New Balance. The weirder the better, and pastel colors. I love clothes, I love shoes. Pastel clothes, pastel shoes, pastel New Balances, now it's the dream. That website, thisiswhyimbroke.com, they have so many fun things. I like finding little toys and trinkets that you didn't know existed, didn't know you needed in your life until you find them. Like color-changing light panels for your walls for $300. Look at how crazy that looks. I would never think of that. Didn't know it existed. Dangerous experiments for after dinner. I don't know what that implies, but I'm sure it's fun. Butt-shaped pillow for the lonely man, like me. There is a hidden door kit that's only $150. A hidden door? Like in a haunted mansion? That's awesome. And our final question comes from Joanne Billings, mi amor. Karen Domasky, could you share with us a childhood memory that you will never forget, besides the pool kiss? I remember going to Dillon's Beach camping with my mom and my dad, and one night, yes, sounds like a sweet story, but it's not. One night we went on like May 4th, and we had a fire set out on the beach, and the tent was next to us, and my dad was telling scary stories. He told me the story of One-Armed William. One-Armed William was a terrible man who came onto Dillon's Beach once a year to take kids away from their parents. He said, oh, but don't worry, Cam, don't worry, Cam. He only comes out on May 4th. What day is it? My dad loved messing with me. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I have like this lipstick on because Maria was giving us this. Screw it. Well, that's it for this Q&A. Thanks for hanging out. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and maybe I'll make another video. Maybe I'll answer them right away. Who knows? Thanks so much for listening, everybody.